Hey guys, it's Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I'm finally back with another Missing Black Series video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, so I figured for a special comeback, I should do something I've never done before, in that I make a Missing Black Series video for one of the original trilogy. And the main reason I've never actually done one for the original trilogy is, well, all three of those movies, they basically make every character they can into a Black Series. However, for this video, I was able to come up with 9 that we either need a re-release of or just have never gotten a figure in Black Series form. So, yeah, with that out of the way, this is my list of 9 characters from Return of the Jedi that I think deserve a Black Series figure. Now, number 9. This is a guy that you may not know his name, but you do know him in that his name is Renz, but you know him as the guy who says, "You rebel scum." And yeah, I can't find if he's a captain, lieutenant, whatever. All that comes up on Wikipedia is his name is Renz. And the main reason I have him on this list is basically he's just an Imperial officer. All you'd need to give him is a blaster, and he could sell pretty well because he's just an officer. Like, he doesn't need to be anything special. So yeah, number 9, Renz. Number 8. Now, this is probably the most obscure character I've ever put on a Black Series list, in that this is a guy who's never even appeared in a movie, and yet he's from this movie. So, yeah, I have Prune Face. If you do know who he is, there's only one reason you know who he is. Well, actually 2. The one that I'm thinking of, though, is you've seen the Robot Chicken episode dedicated entirely to Prune Face. The other is that he was an action figure back in the original Star Wars Kenner action figures, and then they made a joke about him in Robot Chicken, which is the only reason why he's on here, because then you could get this figure again and do that joke yourself. But also, he has a cool design, so I do feel like this guy would sell as a Black Series, and it'd just be cool to get an updated action figure of this guy. Number 7, here we go. So, a lot of this list is actually made up of Jabba's Palace figures because, well, we either don't have a lot of them, and also they're just cool figures, or like cool characters I think would make good figures. So number 7 on this list, I have the one and only Max Rebo, and without a doubt, with this figure, he has to come with his drum things, and there's kind of an important reason for that, in that people say he doesn't have hands, and that those are his feet that he's playing with, and it's just really weird, because you never actually see his body, so I do believe that, but at the same time, like, it's just weird, so like, it'd be best if the figure just included the drums so you didn't have to see him like that. But yeah, number 7, Max Rebo. He's kind of important if you want a Jabba's Palace display. Number 6. Now, this is where we get into the army building. So, for number 6, I have the Ewok Logray. Now, if you think this guy is bottom of the barrel, I can actually defend him. We've gotten several Ewoks. We got Wicket. We got some of the other ones. But I feel like just having different variations of Ewoks is kind of important, because you can't just have an army of Wickets, because, well, the Ewoks have different looks, so the more Ewoks we get, the better it is for army building. He evidently comes with a staff, and he has like a bird skull helmet thing that he wears, so that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, we've already gotten lots of Ewoks, so I don't think this guy's that big of a stretch. Number 5. Now, this is a character that I don't think would actually sell that well, but he's on this list for an important reason. And I have, in 5th place, Malakili. Now, if you don't know who Malakili is, you're not a real Star Wars fan. No, I'm kidding. Malakili is the shirtless fat man who cries when the Rancor died in Return of the Jedi. Why did I put him in 5th place? Good question. But I'm going to cover him first. So, as a figure, I do think he could come with a staff, because I'm pretty sure he has a staff. But other than that, there's not really much I think you can give this guy. Sorry about the pictures. For some reason, there are no good quality pictures of this guy. But yeah, 5th place, Malakili. The only reason he's this high up is because of what I have in number 4. And that is the Rancor. Now, believe it or not, we actually almost got the Rancor. Like, there was a HasLab Rancor very far in development. It would have been massive. It would have been to scale with 6-inch Black Series figures. It looked awesome from, like, the pictures we got of it. And somehow, the Rancor didn't get backed enough, so we didn't get a Rancor. Are you kidding me? We couldn't get the... Okay, so I guess in Star Wars there are 3 creatures that come to mind when you say monster, but we couldn't get one of them. Probably the most important if you ask me. Now, the 3 I would say are the Wampa, the Rancor, and the Sarlacc Pit, but the Rancor is the one you think of when you hear monster in Star Wars, and if you don't, you think of the Wampa. How did we not get a Rancor action figure? This thing is, like, made to be an action figure. It's a massive monster. It would be amazing to have on display and have great play features. And it could just come with so many cool things. But somehow we didn't get a Rancor. And I don't know if we might get it or not. I mean, they do have a mold for it. And, like, the Acolyte figures didn't sell well at all, but they still released the ones that were far in development. So I feel like maybe we might get this Rancor released finally. I don't know, though. But it's just such a bummer to me that we couldn't get a Rancor figure. However, moving on, in third place, I have a character I can't believe we've never gotten, and this character also relates to the Rancor. Number 3, I have Ula. Now, I know there's a bunch of controversy surrounding Ula. I don't care. Ula is, like, quintessential for any Jabba's Palace display. Okay, she's the first victim that the Rancor eats. She's, like, Jabba's first slave girl. And she's just... there's, like, a whole dance number with her and everything. Like, how do we not have an Ula figure? We haven't gotten a single version of her at all. And Black Series have been around for, like, almost 10 years now. It's crazy. We've never gotten an Ula. But we can get Tika the Jawa from Kenobi. Obviously, her figure doesn't need many accessories. She just needs, like, a chain around her neck. And we've already gotten that with Chewie from Return of the Jedi. Like, we can get Chewie with a chain around his neck. But we have never gotten an Ula. It's just crazy to me. I do think she would make for a great figure. And if they wanted to, they could throw in Salacious B. Crumb to make the figure more. I don't know. But seriously, I think we need an Ula figure. And honestly, part of me wanted to put Ula higher up on the list. But the person I have in number 2 is just more prominent to Return of the Jedi. And it's the only character on this list who's actually a re-release. In that I want an updated Slave Leia figure. Slave Leia was one of the very first Black Series figures they ever made. And it was almost 10 years ago now. We have not gotten a single version of her that's updated since. So obviously, like, collectors will want a re-release. It's kind of an important look for Leia in Return of the Jedi. And much like Ula, the only accessory she'll need is a chain around her neck. And she kills Jabba with said chain, which you would think would help with the controversy, but I don't know. For some reason, it's like they're just acting like Slave Leia never happened. And even the name is controversial. Like, they could just rename her Prisoner Leia or something like that. But the reason why I do actually think we may get a Slave Leia is they recently made a UCS Jabba's sail barge, and that came with a Slave Leia, so I feel like we could still get a Black Series figure. It's just like, if we don't get one soon, we're probably never going to get one. But, like, we've gotten Bib Fortuna. Slave Leia is, like, the most, like, apart from Jabba and, like, background, like, Gamorrean, Slave Leia is the thing you need the most if you want a Jabba's Palace display. So, I kind of feel like we deserve an updated Slave Leia. And, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's Princess Leia's look. It's on the posters for Return of the Jedi. Some of them, at least. So, I do feel like we deserve an updated Slave Leia. And honestly, I kind of wanted to put Slave Leia in first place. But it missed it by one character who still has never gotten a Black Series figure. And that one character, I don't know how he's never gotten one, but he is Nyan Nub. That's right, the guy who helps Lando blow up Death Star 2 has never actually gotten a Black Series. Now, if you think that's weird, let me tell you why I think it makes no sense that he hasn't gotten one. Okay, he is a background character from the original trilogy who has a cool design, and has like, what, 10 seconds of screen time? We have gotten hundreds of them in Black Series form, but we can't get the guy who helps destroy the second Death Star. I don't know how Nyan Nub has never gotten a figure. He's in Return of the Jedi, and he even comes back in Rise of Skywalker. He's such a simple figure, and he's recognizable enough that I feel like he would sell pretty good. So, yeah, why don't we have a Nyan Nub figure? He is my first place pick for this Return of the Jedi list, and he wouldn't even be that hard. He doesn't have, like, well, in Rise of Skywalker, he does have a helmet, but like all you'd need to give him is a blaster, and we don't even know if he has one or not. Just you need to give something, an accessory to help it sell. But yeah, I think Nyan Nub deserves a figure. I think honestly, most of the characters I picked deserve a figure. Definitely the top three. Honestly, top four, I would say five, but I don't think Malik Healy needs one that badly. But yeah, so these are 9 characters from Return of the Jedi that I think either need a re-release or a figure altogether. Yeah, this was fun. I'm going to be doing more Missing Black Series videos. I'm glad I'm making them again. This is Grand Admiral Thrawn signing off, and before I go, let me know down in the comments, who do you think deserves a Black Series from Return of the Jedi? And I look forward to our next encounter in my next video.